welcome to Inside the Arts. I'm Ryan Quinn. Today my guest is the band called TROUTMASK. I got that right.
You got it right.
All right, TROUTMASK it is. This is Mark Pasquini and Nick Marley over here. And guys, thanks for coming on the show. First of all, let me give you
Thank you, Ryan.
Proper
Thank
handshake.
you very much for giving us this opportunity.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I got to see you guys jamming out a little bit last weekend and loved it completely. And
Cool.
definitely was glad you guys got in contact with me.
Cool.
Wanted to get you on the program, chat a little bit. We are going to get to some live performances coming up soon
Definitely.
by TROUTMASK.
Yes.
Right here on Inside the Arts. How about Mark? Why did you want to play music? What got you into playing music?
You know, it's just like an emotional thing. I was a kid, and I had two older sisters, and they were playing music all the time in the next bedroom.
Nice.
It was during the 60s, and I heard the entire Woodstock album coming through my walls, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
I was hooked.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then I remember one experience where I was in the back seat of this old Chevy, and my mom and dad took us through Gettysburg, through the battlefield, and it was in the middle of the winter. It was all this snow.
Wow.
And all of a sudden this song came on, California Dreaming.
Nice.
And I was only like 8 years old, and it just like, it grabbed me, man. It was like, I love this song.
That's
you know?
awesome.
So that was my first thing I could remember.
That's great. That's great. And Nick, how about yourself? What got you into wanting to play?
I guess my father, actually. I remember when I was a little kid, he had this old tube radio, and he'd be going around the house doing housework or whatever, and he'd be cranking up music on the old tube radio, the old AM stations. And as a little kid, 5, 6, 7 years old, I'd hear music, and then he'd put records on like Mamas and the Papas and Three Dog Night and stuff like that, and the Doors, and those bands really inspired me to not necessarily play music at the time, but just be into it, be a fan.
Right. Right.
Well, the playing part came much later for me.
Much later.
Yeah.
Now, what did you start primarily with guitar?
Yeah. I guess I started taking lessons when I was a teenager and got very frustrated with it because it seemed more like Mary Had a Little Lamb and
All that boring
Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So I put the guitar down for...
Hey, don't knock it. You could rock those songs out.
Yes. But then, so I put it down for quite a number of years, and then I guess by the time I was about almost 30 years old, I picked it up again and just got fanatical about it. So
very nice.
I just kind of taught myself, just would get records and learn off the record, So.
Yeah, right. So by ear.
Yeah.
Learning by ear.
I can't read a note of music, so.
Ah, there you go. Well, we'll see just how good you can learn music by ear. We're going to find out coming up here in just a little bit with a performance by TROUTMASK. Mark, when did you take former lessons, or did
I think, if I remember correctly, I only took like 7 or 8 guitar lessons, and then that was it.
Nice.
And then I taught myself how to play piano.
Okay.
So I'm self-taught in piano, bass guitar, and lead guitar, and rhythm. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So both self-taught and a lot
Basically,
by ear. Yeah, that's great. That's great. All right, well, coming up in just a little bit, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come on back with a live performance by the one, the only TROUTMASK right after this. Stay tuned.